Hey, it's BGV, and welcome to the third episode, ladies and gentlemen, of the Morning Star podcast. Today we have two brothers, specifically the LaFave Bros. We have Max and we have Emmett. Hey, guys.
How you doing?
How's it going, everyone?
Okay, so because right now, we might move towards a video podcast at some point, or I might find some way to implement some sort of video. But for now, since it's just basically the thumbnail, could you say which one of you is Max and which one of you is Emmett, so that they can sort of distinguish?
You want to redo it or what? Okay, well, this is Emmett.
And this is Max.
Okay, so as they said before that they do sound kind of similar, and maybe it's just Discord, but either way, hopefully we can make it work. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have a tradition on this podcast that was started in the last episode with Fudge Muppet, and I'm going to ask both of you a question, and I want you to answer, like, separately, but you can both decide which question you'd like to answer. So every episode I'm going to give the guest a choice of two questions, okay? So do you want the book question, or do you want the snail question?
I get it. We don't know what that means, so we have to kind of shoot in the dark here.
All right, and I'll tell you this. I can tell you what the last guest picked, but I will not tell you what the question's actually about.
Okay, what did the last guest pick?
Fudge Muppet, as a group of three, they picked the snail question.
Let's go with the book question.
Yeah.
Okay. The book question is, so you happen upon, by the way, this is taken from Reddit. I'm not this original. You happen upon a book, okay, and you open the book up, and you slowly realize that this book is chronicling your entire life, okay, and you get up to this point in time, this very second. Do you turn the page? Do you read further, or do you just cast the book out?
What do you say, Emmett?
Yeah, I'd read further. That's a tough one, because would the book, I guess, dictate my future then, or would I be able to, sort of take a few tips from the book and, avoid like a car accident or something bad in the future?
So a common thing they were saying on Reddit, which I think is pretty smart, is that they'd read basically the next few pages just to see, if they're about to take a flight, if things are going to go bad or whatever, and then they would just throw the book out, because I think if you, at least in my opinion, if you do read the whole book, I don't know, though, because I like spoiling things for myself in a lot of situations. If I'm not going to watch something or read something, like, I will spoil it. So I don't know. I'd have a hard time. I'd have to literally just burn the book before I thought about it too much.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that answer too, like read one additional page or a couple additional pages. But then I feel like if I did read those just a couple additional pages, and I was able to avoid things in the future, then I would be like, damn it, I wish I'd read the whole thing, because I would have had knowledge of future events that I could have controlled.
Yeah.
However, if it turned out that I read those couple of pages and I did exactly what they said and I had no other choice, then I would have been glad that I didn't go any further. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it would drive me insane. I literally would just have to burn the book, because the question that you have to ask yourself is, first of all, if everything is accurate up until that point in the book, how do you know? You're just assuming that the rest of the book is going to be accurate, but what if it is actually based on your choices? And so then you're tricking yourself into thinking that this book is telling you how your life is going to live.
Yeah.
Could be a trick.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Very Calvinist predestination kind of idea. I don't really know.
Okay, so that's Emmett would definitely read the next few pages.
Yeah.
And then
I might not. I think I would go with, I think your idea of burning the book is the safest bet.
Okay.
Just do the right thing in the future, Right.
You wouldn't even read like the next page?
Probably not.
Okay,
I'd try to prevent myself from reading the next page, but I don't know if I have the willpower.
Okay, that's interesting. When we have like multiple people on as guests, like Fudge Muppet, they pretty much all agreed on the snail question. If I ever have you guys back on again, which obviously you're very welcome, you can go for that question. We can explore that path. But they all agreed on their answer, so it's interesting that you guys came up with different answers. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I mean, it's tempting to, and I guess in general, I want to know what's coming next. But, I mean, this isn't comparable, obviously. But last night I just found out that Soul Calibur 6 is coming out. And I usually watch all the gameplay stuff, but I saw there was like a 7-minute video for the gameplay of one of the characters, and I decided not to watch it because I wanted it to be a surprise.
Ooh.
So,
burning the book.
yeah, I burned the book.
Nice.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how, if changing my decisions based on reading the book would change the book itself, or if the book is sort of set in stone and only sort of, one version of my life, one multiverse or whatever you would call it.
Yeah. Have you are you a Twilight Zone fan, Grohlvana?
I think I would really, really like it because I like. I've never seen any of it, but I do really like anthologies, like new, different stories. Instead of that's why I really like the show Fargo because every season's a different story instead of the same. Yeah, so I've never seen it, but I think I'd love it.
Yeah, because there's an episode, an early Rod Serling, late 50s or early 60s episode based on that same kind of idea, except I think it was a young William Shatner, like a pre-Star Trek William Shatner, so very young, and he's at a diner, and there's like some little devil face on like a fortune-telling machine at the booths, and he's with his girlfriend, and it's that same idea where like he puts a quarter in or whatever, and a little piece of paper comes out and it says something about the future, and he becomes obsessed with this thing,
right?
Like this fortune-telling machine, and he's putting all his money in it, and finally his girlfriend like grabs it away from him and like breaks it or whatever, and they're like liberated basically from the predestination because they have broken the machine.
I remember watching it a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I guess that's the answer right there.
So they're actually liberated. Don't Twilight Zone episodes usually have a twist? So was the twist that they're actually freed?
Well, that's you don't know for sure. That's kind of the twist.
Okay,
like
it's ambiguous.
They leave it ambiguous. Like it feels liberating because this guy gets so, in such a frenzy over the machine. It's like dictating his life. So you don't know if it would have continued to predict things correctly or if it was telling him what to do. It's sort of left up to
right.
to the viewer.
When I was thinking of hypothetical questions to ask guests, I came to these two, but there was one that I was thinking of, but I thought it might be just a little too morally challenging. I didn't want to put people on the spots, but it's the button one. Are you familiar with that?
Button?
No. What is that?
Do you know the movie? The director of Donnie Darko made like his next movie was I think it was called The Button, and it had like Cameron Diaz and Patrick Wilson, I think, and it was all about if you push a button, someone in the world dies, but you get like $1 million.
Oh, I've heard of that concept.
Yeah, it was based on a short story called Button, and I know that the original Twilight Zone, which, like you said, was what, the 50s or 60s?
Yeah, late 50s, early 60s, I believe.
Yeah, that one had an episode based on that story as well, and it's do you know the twist ending?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you die, right? Or
it's
someone you love dies or something?
It's when you press the button, the previous person that pressed the button dies.
Right, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, so if you press the button, then you're going to die the next time they take the button to somebody else. I love that twist ending. But have you guys seen Westworld?
No, I haven't. I've heard only good things.
Yeah, my buddy raves about it all the time. Our dad watches it a lot too, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it. It's a great show. So I won't go into that then because it's going to be a huge spoiler.
Oh, for sure. I love Anthony Hopkins though.
Yeah, he does an excellent job. He's one of the best cast members on that whole show without a doubt. All right, so let's talk about your YouTube channel. First of all, congratulations on 50,000 subscribers.
Thank you so much, man.
When did you guys pass that benchmark?
We passed it in, oh gosh, I don't know if I can remember.
What was it? It was before Halloween, right?
Yeah, it was before Halloween.
It was like early October, I guess.
Probably early-ish October, so it's a couple months ago.
Okay, very cool. I saw that you had I was watching a bunch of videos on your channel. I didn't get to that one, but you did make like a 50,000 subscriber thank you video.
Yeah, that was so much fun for us to make. Yeah, that was a blast. It's just shots of us around the house and everything. But
yeah, we tried to make it very like sort of heartwarming, early 2000s movie feel,
like Disney Channel original film.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned that because literally. Last night I was talking with my girlfriend and we were both drinking and I was just like on this nostalgic like warpath and I just remembered all these Disney Channel original movies that I watched as a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. Yeah, we love that stuff.
Do you guys remember Up, Up and Away?
No, I don't think so.
Not that
What's
one.
that?
I remember Brink. I love Snow Day.
Oh, Brink,
Snow-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one. What was it about? It was like some skateboard kid or something, and he was wanting to
Yeah, it
get
was a
sponsored or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
It was-
Up and Away was like a black family that had superpowers.
Oh, sweet.
I don't remember that at all.
This doesn't
That's
ring any
funny.
bell. Their like one weakness was aluminum. So like,
What?
yeah. So I remember there's a scene later on, and I can't wait to look at the comments for this podcast because I'm wondering if anybody knows what this is. But there's like a scene I think where someone like balls up a thing of aluminum foil and like throws it at them, and they get weak and they're powerless.
Weird.
Yeah, so if you like make a casserole and you want to put it in the fridge, you can't do it.
That's true.
That's the trade-off, man.
Yeah, no baked ziti.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think I know the first question on everybody's mind that's listening to this, especially given what you guys are pretty much known for, you know, and all the that certain game that you guys are known for. So
Right.
the
I
question,
think I know what's coming.
well, the question on everybody's mind is, when are you going to play more Banjo-Kazooie?
Whenever we get back into the private selections, probably, which will hopefully be once I finish finals in the next week.
Yeah, Emmett's been very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a question I was going to ask you guys because I saw a video and you were mentioning that, Emmett's in school, and I was wondering what you guys have going on. Obviously, don't get too personal or...
Yeah. I'm in school for music right now. I'm doing classical and jazz stuff. I'm doing like strictly music classes right now. But I'm doing a lot of it. And so there's just a lot of performing and yeah, a lot. I don't know. I'm kind of, I love music, but performing is sort of my weakest link when it comes to music. And so I've been trying to push that this semester, and I've been doing a lot of performing, and that's been sort of intense for me, but it's fun. It's been paying off a lot.
What do you play?
Piano.
Oh, very nice. That was part of my nostalgic warpath because I used to play the keyboard, and
Cool.
I was like, I mean, we were pretty drunk last night, my girlfriend and I was like this close to just buying a really expensive keyboard, and I'm so glad I held off because we were listening to classical music and like people on YouTube playing, you know, like Super Mario Bros. Or Bach or Chopin or whatever, and I was like, oh god, it's so beautiful. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna buy a
I love that
keyboard.
list of inspirations. Super Mario Bros. Bach. And
I know, yeah, it's quite odd. There's like this Italian guy that like does he does videos like 10 classical songs you know but don't know the name of, and then it's
cool.
like Nocturne or whatever.
Yeah.
But then he also did like 16 Super Mario Bros. Themes like on the piano, and it was just amazing.
But yeah, man, you should get a like a used weighted MIDI keyboard or something. You know, it doesn't have to be super expensive.
How much are they around these days? I have no idea.
Oh man, used ones. I mean, just a really basic one you could get for like, I don't know, man, for $400.
You can find it for cheaper than
You
that.
can probably find it for cheaper than that. Depends on what you're looking for. I go to Guitar Center a lot and just imagine, because I mean, everything at Guitar Center is so expensive, and everything sounds great. You can get a keyboard with a lot of wonderful sounds, and it plays really good, but then it's like $3,000. So, but you know, I'm sure you could find something pretty good on like Amazon. Amazon's amazing.
Or Craigslist.
Yeah.
Might have.
Okay. I might do that because like when I was younger, I think I'm sort of I think I'm best naturally talented at drums, but I live in an apartment, so that's kind of a no-go unless I go for electronic, and that's really kind of a downgrade.
Yeah, the electric drum set just doesn't feel
No.
nearly the same, you know?
That's the biggest issue for me. Yeah, it doesn't feel like actually playing a drum set, because I've had like 2 before, but I had to sell them. Like that feeling is awesome, and it just it doesn't go to like electronic. But I remember I was naturally like my next naturally best thing was keyboard and piano, but I got into it really young, and my mom sort of made me go through lessons, and I thought it was the lamest thing ever.
For sure. Yeah, we felt similarly. We were also forced into lessons at a young age, but I don't know, both of us play piano, and Emmett's really especially good. And we were forced into lessons, and we hated it, but we always wanted to play piano just on our own terms, I think.
Right.
So, like, we didn't want to play necessarily what was prescribed to us by our teachers at school or by our piano tutors or whatever, but we always liked plucking around on the keyboard. And so that never went away.
do you have like any favorite things to play? Because I remember, especially on keyboard, there's like more fun things to play, like the Entertainer. That was like a fun.
Oh yeah, all that ragtime stuff is great. I've been
Mhm.
begging my professor to let me play some Gershwin because I've been doing a lot of the strict classical stuff.
What is Gershwin known for?
Gershwin is known for, he was like the father of lots of jazz. He wrote "Summertime" from that opera Porgy and Bess.
Rhapsody in Blue
Rhapsody
and
in-
Fantasia.
Oh, okay.
Rhapsody in Blue, You Got Rhythm, all those like classics.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so and he does a lot of little ragtime pieces too. Yeah, man, I don't know. Everyone loves Chopin. I'm doing a Chopin piece right now because he's so like everything's like embellished and very romantic with him, and it's flashy and it's fun to play. Yeah, I don't know, anything is great. Yeah, Max and I love to create. We listen to a lot of stuff, and then we figure out a lot of stuff by ear, and then we'll implement that in our own creations. And we've been doing that since we can remember.
Yeah, our whole lives.
Yeah.
That's really really cool. Does the music ever make its way into the YouTube channel at all?
We've thought about that. I think we definitely want to do that. It's just hard to figure out like when and where we can put all this stuff in. Like what situation would call for our music. We don't want to just be like, hey guys, here's our music.
Yeah, we don't want to like shamelessly plug it like out of
Right,
place
right.
and like look like we're But speaking of shamelessly plugging, we do both have SoundClouds with our music on it.
Absolutely. Feel free. Yeah.
But yeah, we've talked about it. We've talked to some people on our Discord about it before as well, and we're definitely like looking for opportunities to do that. In the Let's Plays, it's a little difficult. If you've seen our Let's Plays and you know how they're structured, it's a little difficult to like include our music because there's just the constant Jeremy Soul Oblivion background music. So like, how do you cut into that and like do something totally different? But with the skits and with like the kind of video that we did for our 50K video, I see a lot more opportunity for longer skits, for other like non-Let's Play videos that we'll be doing. I see a lot of opportunity for that.
Whenever you have like a skill that's really significant, like outside of just what you normally do, like this doesn't apply to me at all. So since you guys are good at music, like, yeah, if you guys can involve that, I'm not sure how much, because I know your first video ever, I think I was looking at it, it was like a piano performance, right? Or something?
Yeah, it was Max doing one of his little originals. Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, that was me many years ago in college, just playing a piano piece in one of the practice halls. Thank you, man. Thanks for checking that out.
Oh yeah, I'm meaning to check that out because I was scrambling to like watch a bunch of your videos, and I watched like an episode of your Let's Play. I think the newest episode you were trying to find Jaskar.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God, you guys do amazing voices. I can't even go like halfway there. But yeah, I was watching that, and I saw that because you were mentioning Soul Calibur earlier, and I saw that you guys it was a private selection video on Injustice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you guys big like fighting game fans?
Yeah, definitely. Max loved Tekken growing up. I think that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, man.
Well, what was it? Street Fighter 2. Was the very first
I
one,
had Street Fighter 2 for the SNES when I was very young, and I would go to Peter Piper Pizza and play Tekken 3 on the arcade cabinets there. And those were like my first two fighting games. And then I got into some of the more, it's hard to tell all these kinds of games apart, but like the Marvel versus Capcom, Marvel versus SNK or whatever, all those Marvel versus games. Like I started playing those. And then Emmett and I have been playing a lot of Injustice too. Like it's a way fun fighting game.
Do you guys play, So there's like I play pretty much everything, and I have like a lot of varied tastes, like most gamers, but there are like 3 genres that I don't play at all, and it's like sports, it's racing. I played a little bit of Madden and what is it, NCAA, the college. Yeah. But yeah, that, and then fighting games. And fighting games, like I would love to be able to do it, but it's so like technical, and it doesn't work with me at all. And I just like I always envy people that are good at those games. But my question is like, so for people that are actually really good at fighting games, do they look down on Super Smash Bros?
Well, it's you can't look down on Super Smash Bros. Melee. That's the tournament, like that's the official like tournament fighting game. That's the one. There's a really wonderful 4-hour multi-part documentary on the world of competitive Super Smash Bros. Melee. It's beautiful. That's probably I would go on record like saying that's the greatest fighting game ever made. Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Okay, that's interesting because I'm a huge fan of Super Smash Bros. That's the only fighting game like I've ever played. But see that it's so different. It's so like simplistic compared to other fighting games.
And you have more control over your character. They do like exactly what you want them to do if you know what you're doing. And there's a lot of like I'm not a competitive Smash Bros. I can't like wave dash and like edge guard and everything like that. But there's a lot of interesting things, a lot of interesting ways to exploit that game without ruining it. So that make it for very interesting competitive gameplay. And it's interesting you mentioned Smash Bros. Another thing about that is that while Microsoft is very accepting of its the competitive element in gaming, like the real diehard like Halo players or things like that, like who do tournaments and get sponsorships and everything. Nintendo has a very different vision for their gameplay, and they, like the sort of corporate high-level vision for Nintendo gameplay is that everyone's in their living room playing Wii. It's like a casual thing. Anyone can do it, and it's not prohibitively difficult. So these fanatics who have taken hold of Melee and made it into this tournament style game, like they've gotten no support from Nintendo for like their streaming rights or sponsorships or anything like that. Like Nintendo's a little embarrassed of that contingent, actually.
Nintendo has such a weird mentality with so many different things because I know you guys, like we were talking about earlier, you guys have been on YouTube for a while, but like just like me, like when I made my channel in 2012 or whatever, I already had an account for like 2 years before, but I uploaded like maybe 1-2 things. I was it was just kind of like side stuff. But you guys, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys hit your stride because you had those amazingly successful. And we're going to get to those, trust me. And for anybody listening, by the way, I guess I didn't set up the guest. If you don't know who the LaFave Bros are, they're the people that are behind those amazing videos. And it sounds like I'm just being the standard like interviewer and like, oh, the amazing and so many compliments. But seriously, like as a fan of Oblivion, I mean that I'm doing 100% Let's Play of it right now. And that is the game out of the whole Elder Scrolls universe that I know the most about, which is not saying much, but I put the most hours into that game. And you guys just seriously, you master it. It's so funny because like I don't know how it works, how you guys do it so well. And I'm sure you've gotten that a million times, but it's just
thank you so much.
No, seriously. God, where was I going with that? Because it wasn't. I was gonna hold off on talking about that, but I was.
Oh no, it's fine. Well, we were talking about Smash Bros.
Nintendo. That's right. Yeah. So
your YouTube channel.
Right. So So I don't. My point was I don't know how much you know about Nintendo's policies with like YouTube channels and gameplay and stuff. Do you know anything about that?
Oh, no idea. Never thought about it.
Well, it just ties into the Super Smash Bros. Stuff because it's so weird because obviously, Smash competitive is crazy. And I've seen countless like videos where there's like, it looks like 100 people in a room huddled around like a CRT TV. And it's like, it's so big. And so like, it's the community. By the way, is the community known as like toxic or nice? I don't actually know. Oh,
the Smash community?
Yeah.
I've heard all sorts of things, man. I know a couple kids who play competitive Smash, and there's like drama as there is with any community. But I don't know. I really don't know enough to like comment on that. But it seems cool to me. Like from the documentary that I've seen, it seems like a lot of real interesting characters. And,
there's a lot of respect going around, right? Like respect is a huge thing, from what I understand.
That's the impression that I get, and I hope it is that way.
Yeah. Okay, well, like on Nintendo, with Nintendo, I haven't looked too much into this these days, but they shun like any sort of, if you make for instance, like a Banjo-Kazooie Let's Play, they'll either like just flat out, it's owned by Rare though, and I think Microsoft has the rights.
Microsoft now, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not sure exactly how that would go, but any sort of like Super Mario Odyssey, for instance, if you made a Let's Play on that, at least in the past, and I still think this is correct, they'll take the revenue. They'll just basically like recognize you're uploading a video about that, and they will just take the money, and you can't make money off of it, which discourages people from promoting their games, which is free promotion. It's so odd, and they're the only one. I mean, there's other companies that do that too. I know Rockstar has done stuff like that in the past, and I think Yeah, just to set the record straight, I think that you can join some sort of program or something to become a Nintendo content creator, and then you can get the money. But they just make it so much harder, and it's just like, why? And then with the Smash thing, yeah, you guys are right. Like, it's why would they not support something that's like so? I mean, League of Legends doesn't have that mentality. You know, they embrace it obviously because that's what their whole game is based on, and they've grown to like the biggest game in the world.
Yeah,
it's wild to me. Like they're shooting themselves in the foot, like you said, with denying themselves a free source of advertising.
Yeah,
it's intimidating to see, you know, someone get their ad revenue taken down or get all of these Nintendo videos get strikes on their account or whatever just because they're playing Super Mario Odyssey when it's supposed to be like you want to relax and enjoy yourself and like engage with these people and you know it's ridiculous. I don't understand.
It's just so
they really need to wisen up to that. Do you see like Nintendo sort of getting wise to that in the future and changing their policy, or do you think they'll just like?
No, because this has been happening again. It might have changed. I haven't been keeping up to date with it, but I don't, because like you said, they just have such a different. They're all about casual. They're all about, which is fine. I don't use that word like casual gamer. I just mean like
we play console. We can't use that name derisively if we wanted to.
I wanted to ask you guys if you have Switches, by the way, if you're keeping up with Nintendo.
No, I'm not that cool.
Okay. Okay. It took me a long time, but I fell in love with it. It's so cool.
Very good. Yeah, I didn't know about that with Nintendo. They seem pretty. Donkey makes a lot of videos about like Mario games and stuff. So.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys brought up Donkey, because I'm a huge fan of Donkey, and he made a tweet like about he made a. Did you see his Super Mario Odyssey video?
I think I saw some of it. He was a big fan, right? Like,
yeah.
He was very positive things to say.
It was like a 6-minute video of him basically just saying it's amazing, and I 100%ed that game, and absolutely agree. That game is just it's like a game straight out of our childhood. How old are you guys?
I'm 23.
And I'm 26. Max, I'm 26.
Okay, cool. I'm 25, so we're all in the same sort of area.
Great.
So. Yeah, that game it was like just straight out of my childhood. So it was amazing. But my point is, he made that video, and he tweeted like right after it went live that Nintendo like struck it for copyright.
No.
Anyone goes up against Donkey has to go up against me.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
I love him too. I've seen like probably, I don't know, 60 to 70% of his video, and he has a ton, obviously.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he does great work.
That's so shitty. Like, I mean, you know, he gives a 6-minute video just talking about how great it is, and they fuck him.
Jesus Christ,
so stupid. And he you know, I don't know how much you guys curse, but I'm like on my main channel, I'm always wary to curse just because.
Oh, sorry.
No. You can curse as much as you want. That's my point. On the podcast, I want to start having a different tone, because I curse like I seriously say fuck like every other word, and I constantly have to like stop myself because I don't want to sound unintelligent, because I do it way too much.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We try to tone it down a little too on the on our Let's Plays, but I feel like when I'm playing, especially, I'm really clueless, and I just say whatever.
Oh yeah, we get into it. We get stressed out. And
it's stressful. You don't know what to do, and you're turning into a vampire, and you got.
Oh my god, I'm so glad you guys brought that up too. So, what's like a hugely stressful moment in the Let's Play thus far? Is it the vampire stuff?
Something that was like internally stressful was the flower picking. I hated that. I mean, I guess it came through a little bit. We got like booted from the Mages Guild because I think I tried to steal from the Archmage or something in one of the videos, and so they send you on this crappy quest where you have to pick like 50. They're like 20 of 3 different kinds of flowers, or something like that. And it's so tedious. And I kept on telling myself, hey, I'm going to do this like off screen, so we don't have to do it for the fans. But of course, like I literally don't play that game anymore unless we're filming it. And so
it never happened.
Yeah, it kept coming back, and I was like, I was kind of like, oh damn it, we got to do this. What are we gonna do? So in the last couple of videos, we've been playing for like the rough cut, the whole like unedited recordings have been like over an hour and a half
of flower
picking, yeah. And then it makes it like hell to edit because I still try to edit down to like half an hour, but we're done with it now, so that's good.
Yeah, and the before we had the skeleton key, the lock picking could be a
lock picking,
because that was another thing we always told ourselves, oh, we'll get more lock picks later, but no, we always had like 3 lock picks, and we didn't know how to like pick the damn locks, and it would just be very stressful. So we did the quest to get the skeleton key, and we fixed that.
Oh God, I feel like we're such kindred spirits because like we're both doing this Let's Play, and like I have such similar goddamn experiences to you guys. It's crazy. Because one of my first priorities was getting the skeleton key as well. That thing's like just amazing to get early on. It's the flower picking thing. I literally just mentioned that because again, I'm doing the 100% playthrough, so I was like, look, there are quests that you can only do if you're kicked out of a guild, and one of those quests is like we got to pick a whole bunch of flowers, and we're just not going to do that because we'd have to actually, get kicked out and then do that horrible quest just to do 100%.
It's like just the fact, thinking about it now, just the fact that you're doing a 100% playthrough must be very stressful, because if you like misstep a little bit, all of a sudden there's a quest you can't do.
Yeah, a lot of people bring that point up, and usually what I say is like, look, if we miss something because it's time, the thing is like there's going to be quests where you have to choose basically one quest over another. It's in like every Elder Scrolls game, and if you choose this one, built in. Yeah, if you choose this one, you can't do the other one. So with that logic, it's like, look, if it's timed and we didn't get to it, or if I got to choose or whatever, we're going to let those things pass. And maybe then, I guess technically it's not 100%, but, I'm doing my best.
It's a realistic 100%.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, obviously the rules are different for games as big as the Elder Scrolls.
Right.
Yeah, so have you guys played, are you guys into any others, or are you mainly just Oblivion, or have you played Morrowind or anything else?
I played Morrowind a little bit in high school. I'd never really got into it, partially because I was playing on a really bad laptop and it was all laggy. But I think the only midnight release for a game I ever went to was Skyrim, and that was very exciting. Max and I both played a lot of that.
Yeah, I played the hell out of Skyrim when it came out because I had just gotten my tonsils out, and so I was on a lot of painkillers. And so for like the entire month of November in 2011, I was just like, and December practically, I was like knocked on my ass playing Skyrim, just vegging out, and I got really good at it. So I played a lot of that game.
God, that was a magical time, wasn't it? I don't know how you guys felt, but
yeah, no, it was everything was brand new. That world, that was a great game. I know it gets a lot of crap from older Elder Scrolls fans and everything, and I get it. The older games like I know in Morrowind, like the character creation is so specific, and there's so much. So many interesting facets to it and everything, but Skyrim I thought was a very beautiful game with a lot of interesting lore and quests and characters, and I had a lot of fun with it.
I maintain that it's the best in my opinion, just because obviously it's the newest, it's got a new engine and everything like that, but it's just the easiest for anybody to just pick up and play. Like in Morrowind, you want to be a mage, you have to basically learn how to play as a mage. You have to figure out how to, it's probably not that hard as I'm making it, but still, you have to go in like your magic menu, equip your spells or whatever, make sure to press the right key. In Skyrim, it's just like literally open your menu, go to your like the tab that says magic, and like just put it on your hands, and then your hands literally just do it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that something that more serious and older Elder Scrolls gamers like about Morrowind is that it's so complicated like that. Does that make sense? So like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
It takes a little more effort, and so payoff might feel more satisfying or something. I think that might be part of it, but also of course the nostalgia factor. If you played Morrowind way back in the day.
Morrowind is the big one for nostalgia. Like people constantly reference that, and it's true. That was the first game that I ever played. And it is very, very nostalgic. Wow. Yeah. And then Oblivion was the next one, obviously. And I remember that came out right around the time the Xbox 360 came out. Did you guys play it when it came out?
Oblivion? I was a few years late. I think I started playing... I remember when... It came out in 2004, right?
It came out in 2004.
Yeah. When Max first asked me like when it came out, when we were doing I think our Let's Play Part 1, I said 2006 because I think that's the year I actually started to play it. I was over at a friend's house and he was playing it, and at that point Max and I only had like Nintendo 64 and stuff, so it just blew my mind like how big the world was and how immersive it was. So I was a little late to the whole Elder Scrolls thing, I guess, but yeah, I mean I played the crap out of Oblivion. I played it for the next 3 or 4 years constantly.
What race and what like play style do you guys usually gravitate to?
I think my very first character was like a wood elf because I thought they looked cool, but I kind of scrapped that file early on, and ever since then I was just Imperials. And I don't know, we're very just like hack and slash. I use all the basic magic spells, and then I just like to have like a sword. And I mean, I don't. Our character Mac uses his fists a lot. That's 'cause I think
Mac is like a dumb, simple guy.
Yeah,
he's like an every guy. Man,
there's something satisfying about just using your fists. I don't know. And you're a little more nimble that way. Then I do that thing where we just like sort of spin around them so that they can never quite get us. I'll go really close to them and I'll start spinning around the character, and then they'll try to spin with us, and we'll just like punch the crap out of them, like on their back. Just punch their back, and then they spinning and making these oohs and ahs, and then they'll just fall over. And it takes a while, but it's fun. So our playing style is just idiot brute.
Yeah, idiot brute. I was like a big sword and shield Nord in Skyrim, and I especially liked getting block all the way to 100 because then I could run through crowds with my shield up, and it would just fly off. It was very like godlike. I loved doing that.
Wait, was it like a? I've gotten shield to 100 for the I did 100% for Skyrim 2, and I got like 100 on all the skills, but I almost never use block. So what do you mean? Is there like a skill that lets you just like rampage through people?
Yeah, there's a skill that if you get your shield, if you get block all the way to 100, you can get us like the final skill on that tree is like, I forget what it's called, but you can run holding your shield up, and people will just fly. Like you'll hit them, and you'll hear this tank, and people will just fly off of your shield as if you just did a Fusra Da. And they'll just be lying on and you can go through crowds of people like that.
That is cool.
And it's so much fun.
Man, I don't know how many hours I put into that game either, and I've definitely read the description of that perk, but I cannot believe I have never seen like gameplay, or I've never tried doing that because that sounds amazing.
Man, yeah, you haven't lived. It's incredible.
I'm usually on the opposite end. I usually like sneaking and assassinating, and
cool.
Yeah, I'm more on the sneak tree, and then I always get I think the last perk is like whenever you crouch, you go invisible for a split second. So if people are chasing you, they just lose track of you.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I'm I don't know. I don't have the patience for sneak. Even in like Assassin's Creed games, I end up just like stabbing everyone in the courtyard or whatever,
You're the worst assassin we've ever heard of.
The idea of it is cool, but halfway through, I'm like, I don't have time for this.
You're the worst assassin we've ever heard of, but we have heard of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys play Fallout at all, or is it like just strictly Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, I played a lot. Fallout 3 was the first one I played. And then I played New Vegas. I loved that one. And then I played 4 just this past year, actually. I like that one a lot. I know people don't like that one for some reason sometimes. But I see a lot of, like, Fallout 4 was bad. Here's why. YouTube videos and stuff. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
Every game that comes out these days, if you look at the Steam, like it could be the best game ever, like just hits all the major points. And if you look at the Steam reviews, like the day after, the first 1,000 are like mega negative, and they're just saying how horrible it is. And that's exactly how it was for Fallout 4.
Very bizarre, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I got it, and because I'm a Bethesda-based YouTube channel, so when it was coming out, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to really dig in my heels and cover this game. And I was actually relieved because it was getting such horrible reviews on Steam. I was like, maybe this game is just shit, and I don't have to like just spend the next month just nonstop working on videos because people just hate it. But I thought it had really interesting characters. I loved the synth thing. That whole plot was very cool. Nick Valentine was badass. All the companions were interesting. I remember historically, I feel like there can be a lot of sort of deadpan, boring, forgettable companions, but in this game, they're all like cool characters. I 100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. It looked great. Yeah, it was cool.
And Goku voiced Strong.
Yeah, Strong is fantastic. It's so cool. Yeah, man, I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's clearly the best. I don't know. I like to go back. I used to think 3 was the best, and then I used to think 4 was the best, and now I'm leaning more towards like New Vegas just because how open ended it is.
Right. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I also remember New Vegas being initially like, oh, it's not Bethesda, it's bad. And then like in this past year, everyone's like, New Vegas was the best ever. I don't get it. Everyone's always like flipping around.
It's had a big resurgence. Like, yeah, New Vegas gets a lot of respect now. And people don't realize, like, the people that developed New Vegas made the original Fallout.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've always wanted to play the originals. There's a YouTuber named, I think, H Bomber Guy. He does really good videos about the originals, and he breaks them down, and he mainly talks about like the storytelling techniques and how masterful it is as a game and as a story. I mean, they're obviously very different. They're like bird's eye view older games, but they look fantastic from what I've seen.
Yeah, I did a Let's Play on the first one, and let me tell you, it was really, I had to literally spend a day researching how to play it, like, because it's from 1997. Yeah, I had to look up a starter guide, and it's just like, make sure you find the rope in this arbitrary chest that it does not tell you to look in at all, that by the time you go to the first place, you need the rope, but you don't know that you need the rope, so you have to know where to get the rope. It's just like games back then were so
well, that doesn't sound fun at all, but I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess there is something to having a more... If you're going to have an open world game, it should literally be sort of open world. You know, you can figure everything out for yourself. Now games are like, here's your waypoint, go over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is nice in its own way. But yeah, I guess it's a completely different feeling when there's nothing pointing you anywhere. You're just free to figure it out for yourself. And that's more rewarding, I guess, in the long run.
It is, yeah. A lot of people don't like how there's like a time limit in that game that starts off.
That's so stressful.
It is, yeah.
That sounds really awful.
That freaks me out just like hearing about that.
Yeah, you guys are similar to me. I don't know why that's ever a thing in video games where they put time limits on them. Have you guys ever played Pikmin?
No, I have not.
Never played that. That was GameCube, right?
Yeah, Yeah,
we never did.
Similar thing, like it starts off with like you have a certain amount of days to complete your task, and it's like, way to just add a level of stress to like my relaxing time when I want to play a nice Nintendo like cutesy sort of game. You know, now I got to rush around and figure how to build my ship back up in the allotted time, or literally it's game over. But
yeah, that I would hate that. I would never play that again. We say we love fighting games, and we do love fighting games, but there's no doubt that we get so mad at fighting games as well.
Oh yeah, I get embarrassingly pissed off.
Almost every time we play Injustice, there's at least one round. God damn it! You know, just screaming and freaking out and.
Like you two versing each other, or versing like online people?
Anything.
That too, but mainly online. Yeah, I think we tried online once. And that was horrible. And then just some of the really high level, AI in the game and stuff. But I don't know if you watched a lot of the Injustice Let's Play, but we found out that the character Gorilla Grodd has this spam attack where he just punches forever. And
that sounds balanced.
Yeah, it's good for us though. So if we ever have to go up against a high level character, we can just tap A the whole time, and eventually they will die.
Yeah, so we gotta cheat. It's weird that they didn't. It only works with like against the game. But if we found like with this one character Gorilla Grodd, if you just keep hitting A, he'll keep beating his chest, and the characters will keep running into it, like as if they can sneak a move in, but they can't. And they'll just get beat to hell, no matter how high of a level they are, or how difficult they are, or whatever.
Yeah. That's really interesting. Have you guys? So where did you start? Obviously, like we're all around the same age. What console did you guys start on? Was it the NES?
Yeah, Super Nintendo or whatever, right?
Yeah, and I think we got. I think I got Super Nintendo maybe right before or around the same time as I got Nintendo 64. Okay. I was I always got like kind of consoles a little later than when they came out.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yeah, same for you.
Yep.
And so my cousin had a Game Boy Color, and I eventually got his used like original Game Boy, like his non-color Game Boy, and like I would normally go to friends' houses to play like the newest video game or whatever.
Okay, the reason I ask is because there was a game, I believe it was on the NES, because I was born in 1992, so the NES came out in like the 80s, I think, the late 80s, and I like, for some reason, I just like my grandpa had it and my dad had it, and I thought that was the current console, but it was the SNES, the Super Nintendo.
All right, yeah.
So for the longest time, I was playing like the older console and I didn't realize it, and I was playing like all these really old NES games, but there was one, and I believe it was on the it had to be, not the SNES, but it was like a Ninja Turtles game.
Oh, yeah.
Does that ring a bell at all?
Not really.
Okay, I know there's one called Turtles in Time that everybody loves, and I don't know which one that is, but there was just one where I don't know if you guys know anything about Ninja Turtles. I don't really either, but do you know the purple one, the purple turtle? Is it Leonardo?
I think
is the
you're
purple
right.
one the smart one?
I think so. Yeah.
I remember him from the show or whatever. Yeah.
Did he have the bow staff? Does that sound right?
That sounds accurate. Yeah.
Okay, so like you could play as any of them, right? But if you picked the one with the bow staff, whichever one it was, you could literally like. Do you remember the hog guy, the bad guy, like a giant
I do.
pig?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that guy's name is. Like you would do, or maybe it was the rhino. I don't know. It was some big animal dude. Like he would come in, and you could jump on top of like the door that you came in, and just with your bow staff, like just stab downwards, and he literally couldn't touch you, and you just got a free win every time. And like it was one of the few things I found out as a kid that was just like literally game breaking, and I was so proud of myself.
That's fantastic.
I love moments like that.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys found that with what was that? What was that guy called in Injustice?
Yeah, Gorilla Grodd.
What?
Yeah, that was fun.
There's always something.
Who is he? Like, because Injustice is strictly DC characters, right?
Yeah, I forget whose villain he is.
I think Brainiac's sidekick.
Yeah. In the story for Injustice 2, he's like Brainiac's main henchman, but I don't know what he is like historically in the DC universe.
Yeah, I have no idea, man.
Wait, hold on. Brainiac is not the Cartoon Network cartoon from Animaniacs, right, or whatever?
No. That'd be so
That would
funny.
be incredible.
I was gonna say that
God.
there's no way this guy is in Injustice.
That's wonderful.
Okay, so man, it's already been like 45 minutes, and we haven't even like really touched on what you guys do. So obviously you're in the middle of a Oblivion Let's Play right now, as we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the plans for that? Like, do you have a certain goal, or are you just sort of casually playing through it and having fun, or?
Yeah, we're trying to. I don't know. I guess we're just playing through all the main quest lines, and if there's any interesting side quests, we'll do those as well. But there's no specific goal. We just wanted to. Honestly, we just wanted to make fun of it, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And we've been sort of strictly following the quest lines more recently, but in the beginning, we just kind of messed around. In our very first Let's Play, there was a large portion just devoted to like us killing guards and just killing, civilians and laughing about it. And at some point, I want to go back to that. I feel like maybe we can have an episode at the end once we've done everything. But I feel like everyone does that in their files anyway. Once we've done everything in the world, there's nothing left to do but kill everyone else.
Oh yeah, of course.
Everyone does that, So that'll be. I'm looking forward to that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just taking it easy and trying to be, the leader of every guild and whatnot.
You guys have done the. You guys have already gone to the Shivering Isles, right? Because I thought I saw some thumbnails.
We did. We finished that quest. We became Sheogorath and everything.
So. Oh, nice. Okay. Like every time I start up a new Oblivion save file, it's always like. It's just me working against myself because I really want to just go to the Shivering Isles as fast as possible. Yeah. But I'm like, just take it slow. There's lots of things to do.
Right. Yeah.
What's y'all's favorite quest line in Oblivion?
Oh man, that is a tough one. I like the honestly. I mean, as a quest line, I enjoy the Thieves Guild. I don't like sneaking around, but I think it's the whole Boots of Springheel Jack and stealing the Elder Scroll is so cool. And that is like clearly the coolest thing to steal, and like the whole quest there is awesome. When you jump down the tower and everything, it's very cinematic, and the game doesn't do a lot of that cool cinematic stuff.
No, yeah, that last quest is one of the best in the whole game.
Definitely,
I like the twists in the Dark Brotherhood quest. I like that. I'm not sure what to think of Lucien Lachance. Like he's not a clear good guy and he's not a clear bad guy, so I'm not sure what to feel when he's dead, and when he's mutilated and hung upside down. It's like, whoa, like that's shocking, but I don't know. Was he like a good guy? Was he like a force for good or evil this whole time?
I think it's pretty clear that he was a force for evil, and it's kind of funny how like that horrible man who, I mean, instructs you to kill people and literally lives in a lair with poison apples and skeletons and stuff.
But you feel for him, right?
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. When you see him like that, you're like, he didn't deserve that. But I mean, if you take a step back, it's like, wait, shit, he probably like literally cut like little boys' throats and stuff. But
he did order like the full massacre of like the whole. It just it's so awful how bad the Dark Brotherhood is. That there's the Dark Brotherhood and then the Black Hand, and like the Black Hand leader ordered the killing of the entire temple, Dark Brotherhood temple. It's just like, like can't you just hold off on killing your own people? Aren't there enough people out there?
Yeah, they're kind of dumb, and that's the other thing I've noticed in Dark Brotherhood quest lines, that there's always like inner dissent like that. Like no one really trusts anyone. They're like, at the first sign of untrustworthiness, we'll just kill everyone. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool assassins, but at the same time, something always screws up. And I remember in Skyrim, I don't remember exactly how the quest line went, but I remember everyone like was trying to kill each other off at some point.
The main leader in Skyrim, Astrid, she she just betrays kind of like everybody, and then she burns to death. Yeah, exactly. And the whole thing is like the traitor at the Shadenhall Sanctuary, when Lucian tells you to kill everybody, he's not even there. Like you literally kill everybody, and the dude is still alive, and he's
right.
You have to kill him at the end.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
Yeah, and then those other like nondescript Dark Brotherhood characters go and kill Lucian after the fact, and they think they've done the right thing. Just a lot of
Yeah, and you're never able to like say, wait, no, he wasn't that bad. Like, trust me.
Right? Yeah, that always bugged me so much. You can't be like, hey, you guys really screwed up. You gotta be the silent protagonist and just be like, okay.
Yeah, you just have to go along with it. It's really dumb. Did you know if you take the mother's head and like hold it in the air and then talk to the traitor, like he'll give a line saying that?
Yeah. Everyone suggested we do that, and we did that, and then it just made me more angry because that didn't turn into anything either.
Wait, what does he say? Do you remember what he said?
Well, he said like, "Oh my gosh, what is that? Please, I need a moment," and then he just like walks away or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's very clear it's his mom, but then like you can't be like, "You're the guy."
Yeah.
It's just like it ends. There's nothing comes of it.
Damn it, I screwed that up in my Let's Play because everybody was telling me that too, and that's something that I learned on YouTube like years ago. And I was going to do it this time, and I literally thought that I had to drop it on the floor in front of them, and they just say it automatically. And I was like, oh, man, it's not working. I guess it's glitched. And they're like, no, you needed to hold it in the air and talk to them.
Yeah, no, and honestly, it's not really worth it. Nothing comes of it. It would be cool if you could just sort of end it right then and there, or then everyone else goes and kills him. You can be like, he's the traitor, and then they all kill him right there. That'd be cool. But you can't do that. The quest just goes on as normal.
Yeah, and then they look at Lucian's mutilated corpse and are like, oh shit, we kind of fucked up on this one.
Yeah. The Night Mother is like, you guys screwed up big time.
Kind of screwed up. Kind of inadvertently did something good because you killed a mass murderer, I guess. It is very ambiguous, ambivalent how the morals work in the Dark Brotherhood quest, because everyone's so immoral. It's like, what just happened? Did someone good die? I don't know.
I know I've done a Let's Play on this game before, like years. It was my first full Let's Play like years ago, and I remember I started with the Dark Brotherhood because that's my favorite quest line. And like I only played good characters at that point, and they're all like, oh, well, why are you playing a good character? You're joining the Dark Brotherhood. And I even though that question makes sense, I've always been like, well, I'm not just gonna play Oblivion and not play the Dark Brother. If I gotta murder some people as a good guy, I mean.
I remember being annoyed with that as well. I want to be this sort of righteous character, but then there's no choice. You just have to do the Dark Brotherhood if you want to beat the whole game.
Yeah, they give you that choice in Skyrim though. You can turn against the Dark Brotherhood and then take them down.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that either for like a long time. But if you
how do you do that?
You have to kill like you remember when you kill somebody and then she brings you to the shed with the 3 people.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
If you kill her, it starts like destroy the Dark Brotherhood, and then you work for the Penitus Oculatus agents.
Oh, that's wonderful! I'll totally do that.
That's badass. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't like the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I just never realized. And you know what I just recently, and I wonder if you guys know this too, because I did not, like, this is one of those nuggets. I say this in my video. It's like, it's like mowing my lawn 100,000 times, and then one day I just see a rock, and I'm like, wait, I don't recognize that rock, and I lift it up, and there's like a piece of gold under it or something.
Right.
In the Shivering Isles, tell me if you guys knew about this, because seriously, I did not know. When you're doing the whole gatekeeper thing and you have to help the Nord shoot the bone arrows into it or whatever?
Jared Icevein.
Jared, yeah, exactly. Did you know that you can talk to the mom of the gatekeeper and it starts a whole nother thing and you don't even have to do the thing with Jared?
Oh, no, I had no idea. Where's the mom?
Or the You know who I'm talking about? Because you meet her later on. It's
yeah.
That lady who stitches them together. Or
right.
whatever.
Yeah. She's in Passwall. She's in like the top of the hotel or whatever. And if you talk to her, you find out that she goes to the gatekeeper and cries every midnight, and her tears weaken the gatekeeper, and then you can kill him that way.
Oh shoot!
Weird.
Yeah, I literally like I've never heard or seen anyone talk about that or do that, and I was just like, holy shit! How the hell did I find something new after like?
I'm most interested in seeing and hearing how the crying plays out. knowing Oblivion, it's gonna.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you guys, what's your favorite like ridiculous thing that obviously you guys are known for like doing really excellent voice acting. So
thanks, man.
What would be the what's your favorite line? Because I know mine without a doubt.
What's your favorite line?
I might screw it up, but it's like when the it's that same lady that voices every like elf, you know?
Yeah.
She goes like, "Help! Murder!"
Oh yeah, that was good.
That was good, man.
Is that good?
That was wonderful.
I really like "Run Away."
Run away. Yeah.
That was in the game until I heard that Emmett shot a fireball at some innocent person, and they'd said that with the trilled R, which I thought was so ridiculous that I just love that so much.
Yeah, and I think our fireball cut off his statement, so it was "Run away." I know there's so many good lines. Every other line in that game was like, oh my god.
Do you know the whole thing with the beggars constantly like changing their voices?
Oh yeah, where they're kind of like a pirate, and then you go to rumors, and then back to normal Wes Johnson.
Yeah. Thank you, kind sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like, my kids are on their last legs, and then you ask them about mud crabs, and they're like, mud crabs are an indigenous species known to.
Yeah.
You come in like this sort of Wikipedia for mud crabs.
Oh, I just realized, didn't PewDiePie use you guys in his video about Oblivion?
He did.
Yeah.
He was called Best Game Ever. It was
right.
A PewDiePie video. He was watching. He was talking about Oblivion and reacting to all these Oblivion things, and he reacted to Oblivion 1, the first video where I filmed Emmett with that poison apple, which is really an orange.
Yeah.
And that was great for us. We got a bunch of comments that day saying, "Hey, do you guys know PewDiePie?" I was like, "What, really?" And I checked it out at work, and I couldn't believe it.
That's so awesome because I remember watching that and I was like, "Oh shit, that's got to feel surreal."
It was weird.
Okay, shoot, that hour went by like mega quick. And I wanted to talk about obviously the videos that you guys are mostly known for. Okay, so you guys have, I don't know if you've done the totals, but literally millions and millions and millions of views on these. So there's only 4, right? Because literally, if there are more somewhere, I really would love to see them.
No, not at the moment.
Yet.
Okay, so just 4. But you guys are I would assume, definitely planning on more.
Yeah, we got some ideas we're kicking around.
Okay, because you've got a very particular set of skills for like imitating these Oblivion NPCs.
Very particular, yes.
And it's just so wonderful. And yeah, if you guys that are watching this podcast right now or listening to it have not seen it, you probably have. You just maybe don't realize it. But because like I was looking at the numbers, I mean, seriously, it's like millions and millions and millions of views on these 4 videos. I wanted to ask you guys, like, what was your favorite? What do you think is the best one? Which is your favorite?
Oblivion 4 is my favorite.
Oblivion 4 is pretty good, yeah.
The most recent one.
Yeah.
It was just fun to do. That one was Emmett's idea. I bought like a $12 bow and arrow, plastic bow and arrow off of Amazon for it. We got it in one take, and it felt, I don't know, I thought it was the best and the funniest one.
Yeah, it was interesting because, I mean, the first 2, we filmed like years before we actually posted them. And one day, Max just decided to post them and they took off.
Yeah, actually, the very first one is on, the very first 2, is, and including the first infamous Oblivion 1, is on my personal Instagram. That's where it was originally. And so it was just like a few of my friends liked it and commented on it and said it was funny. And then I thought, this is pretty funny. Like this was a while later, as Emmett said, like maybe a year or more later. And I posted it onto my YouTube channel, posted it to the Elder Scrolls subreddit, and it took off, and so everyone thought it was great. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah. So that being said, the first two were very organic, and then the third one was like a follow-up, which was kind of like stressful because I was like, oh my god, this has to be good. And so that's why I think it didn't turn out as well. I mean, people liked it, but I think it was sort of it was I don't know, something about it wasn't as fun and just fluid as the other two. But then the fourth one, we weren't really expecting it to take off as much as it did. We thought, this is when we were like a few weeks into the Let's Play series, and we were like, hey, let's do another one just to see if we can get a few more followers. And I wasn't expecting it to blow up like it did.
Yeah.
I don't think Max was either. And that's why I think it was so good. I mean, I just had this funny idea, and we bought this goofy little bow, and we did it in one take, and we're like, that's that. And then, the next day it was like featured on Kotaku or whatever.
Yeah, and Bethesda retweeted account. I was like, what the hell?
Oh,
what
nice.
is going on?
Yeah, that's the fourth one is definitely my favorite too.
Thanks, man.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely, because you have the movement cycles so perfectly, and the swimming, how you like look up and swim at the same time is so perfect.
You know what's funny? I mean, I have to confess, everyone's like, the swimming is so on point. But that was actually just how I swim. I wasn't thinking about being a Oblivion character when I was doing the swimming animation. It was just
you had your head up.
Yeah, I guess it was because I had my head up. But I guess it's funny when they say the swimming was on point. It makes it sound like I was, intentionally doing some stroke and like thinking really hard about, the movement's got to be perfect.
No, he just is an Oblivion character.
Yeah, I guess I just am.
Ready for a great callback? It's almost as if your life was written out in a book and you had these skills at the start and you were able to utilize them at the end.
Oh my god.
Right?
God dang. You're going to be making second guess that all the way. All of our actions now, man.
I think that's a perfect ending. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think so.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, thank you, man. This was
absolutely. You guys promote whatever you want to promote. Tell them where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, just search YouTube for LaFave Bros, and from there you can watch our entire Let's Play the Elder Scrolls Oblivion playlist, and we've got all our social media links there as well.
We both have little side channels. I have one that's just called Emmett LaFave. I have two, actually, that are called Emmett LaFave, where I just upload like mainly music and little skits and stuff.
Yeah, and then I have my own side channel as well called Anarcho Sagas, ANARCHO Sagas, SAGAS, and it's just me talking about different subjects that interest me, like horror movies, or the choice to go to college, just whatever I feel like talking about that night.
Very cool. Well, I'll definitely put all of those links in the description below. Yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much for coming on. That hour seriously just went by so fast. You guys were awesome to talk to.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.
All right. So that was episode 3. Thank you for listening, and I will see you guys next time.
Take care.
I'm getting out of here.